watching I Dare You.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
So in this episode, we saw a very interesting bear. Okay. I'm going to read it. It's from CJJJJ. This user don't love JJ. Okay. Hashtag I dare you. I dare you to know how Japanese communicate with each other. Okay. So, they're accepted. So we have a guest, of course. Our guest for today is none other than Mr. Briggs de la Cruz. Yay! So Mr. Briggs de la Cruz will help us understand why Japanese people do things what they do and what they're up to avoid. Their way of communication. So let's start.
Dare You, episode 52. Before we begin, I have a trivia. Did you know that Japanese communication is very direct? They rely less on words to convey a context but focuses more on their posture, expression, and tone of voice in order to maintain harmony throughout the conversation.
Episode, we will let you see a clips and Mr. Briggs will explain that to us. This is the first clip.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
Last na yung kape.
Japanese people avoid giving no or negative response even when they don't agree with you. That's why you should focus on hints of hesitation and pay attention on their body language. They maybe said yes but they really wanted to refuse you.
Next clip.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
You can expect a Japanese person apologize if they bump you by accident.
Next clip.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
As you can see, the weather is good. I think it's sunny day. Hi sir, what can you say about the weather?
I love the weather today. It helps me to reduce fats faster. Thank you.
The Japanese do not gesture very much while they speaking. Instead, they often hold their hands as they speak to prevent in gesturing too much.
Well, I think I should practice that.
Time, did you know that Japanese avoid eye contact because they consider it rude?
Okay, next clip.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.
In Japan, it is common for people to maintain expression and smile to prevent awkwardness.
I think many people do that for them to prevent awkwardness. Before we start, we interviewed many Japanese people for them to understand their way of communication. You will be shocked about their answers. Let's watch.
Did you know that Japanese people often nod to acknowledge? However, this doesn't mean that they agree or understand. It is a primarily gesture made out of politeness.
Did you know displaying soles of your feet is considered rude?
Did you know that in Japan, when you're shaking your hand with the palm facing forward from side to side, it means no?
Did you know when a Japanese inhales air through their teeth, it usually implies disagreement?
Did you know Japan is a very beautiful country? It's also quite deadly, not because of its crime. It's actually one of the safest country in the world, but primarily because it is the one of the most earthquake-prone area. It experiences 1,500 earthquakes every year. Thankfully, most of these quakes are just tremor. Japan is also known as Japan is no stranger to devastating earthquakes. It has experienced several catastrophe earthquakes in the past that has led to the destruction of the billions of dollars worth of properties and the death of thousands of people.
You know that there are 3 Japanese modern alphabets. They are the katakana, hiragana, and kanji. Kanji is originated from the Chinese alphabet. Katakana is phonetic alphabet for the foreign languages, and the hiragana is the phonetic alphabet for Japanese language.
Did you know in Japan, over 2 billion manga Japanese comic book or graphic novel are sold in Japan each year?
Did you know that Japanese is one of the fastest spoken languages? Because a recent study compared the speed in syllables per second at which native speakers of various languages talk Japanese. Top the list at a rip-roaring 7.84 syllables per second. For comparison, English is spoken at the comparatively snail-paced 6.19 syllables per second.
The word Japan is a foreign word from the Japanese people. They call their country Nihon or Nippon, which roughly translates to land of the rising sun. Though the kanji is adapted from Chinese characters and used as a Japanese writing system, the Japanese language as a whole isn't derived from the same language family as Chinese and has no genetic relation to it whatsoever.
Japanese is also spoken as a second language by the Chinese and Korean people who lived under Japanese occupation in the last century.
Did you know that the Japanese rely on facial expression, tone of voice, and posture to tell them what someone feels? They often trust nonverbal messages more than the spoken words, as words can have several meanings.
Wow, I learned many things about Japanese communication in this episode. Arigato, Mr. Briggs, for helping us understand Japanese communication. Hope you all enjoy watching. See you in our next episode in I Dare You. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara.
Don't try this yourself. It's extremely dangerous.